Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be reviewing The Bogus Read by Divyaman. The Bogus Read by Divyaman is truly a one-of-a-kind book. I have never come across a book that is so hard-hitting and yet so entertaining at the same time. Let me first start off with the cover. The first thing that attracted me to this book as soon as it was in my hand was the cover. The cover designer has done a tremendous job. The caricatures are spot on. The little writings are absolutely brilliant. It was a laughter riot just like that. And which was why I had to put down every other book and start reading this book. Now, The Bogus Read by Divyaman is a satire. It takes a brilliant look at the way we consume the media, the TV serials, the movies, and how it corrodes our brain, and how today the mainstream media is such that even the most mindless thing is now famous and drags on for years and years, or is now a 100 crore movie or something. The book basically has two distinct storylines which then merge on as one. On one hand, we see that India and Pakistan have now, after years of a very turbulent relationship, have now achieved peace and have been living peacefully for quite a while now. Which is why it comes as quite a surprise to the Indian government as well as Indian army when they hear the news that Pakistani army are now infiltrating the Indian lands. This they come to know from a leading newspaper which has published the news after pages and pages of advertisements. On another hand, we have 5 engineering students who have given everything they have for winning the Counter-Strike tournament. Such was the dedication to their tournament that they have been oblivious to everything that has been happening in their campus for a few years now. And so now we see that on one hand, Indian government is quite caught off guard with this Pakistani invasion, and they try their level best to defend their territories. And on the other hand, we see that these 5 group of students, they have won this Counter-Strike tournament, and along with that they have also aced their exams, which was unbelievable. On this side, we see that the Indian army is totally unprepared for anything and they lose to the Pakistani army. After this, these 5 students as well as the Indian government, they realize that there is a huge conspiracy going on. So then it becomes apparent to the Indian army as well as these 5 students that something is very wrong and there is a huge conspiracy behind everything else, and then they set across to find out how to solve it. This is a very interesting book, but along with the entertainment factor, the book also makes you question. The questions are things that the media that we just mindlessly consume. How important is it for the media to encourage the readers or the viewers to actually think for themselves rather than just offering everything on their platter? How many times have we gone for a pot boiler or a masala movie and have commented that, dude, this is a masala movie, please don't use your mind or it will lose its charm? And just look at the TV, just switch on the TV, and how many channels do we have the same old Saas Bahu serials going on? So the question here is that how important is it that we consume the media which is intelligent and which makes us think? Now, unfortunately, even though this was a satire, this book was extremely relevant to me, and it actually made me wonder as to how realistic the author has written. And for basically these 5 engineering students, when they look around, they see that their hostel mates are now revolving their entire lives, their entire schedule based on the TV serials, the Saas Bahu serials that are going on. And if I look back to my hostel days, there were many students who actually used to do this in their real lives. They actually spent their 7 to 7:30 and 7:30 to 8 or 8 to 8:30. They were actually booked for these TV serials which had absolutely nothing in them. So so even though this was a satire, I could not help from thinking that how realistic it was. And if we're not careful, maybe we'd have to be living in a times where people are like that. So 10 points to the author for bringing out this amazing story. This is totally a fresh, refreshing a book which actually makes you laugh a lot. And so this is a book that I definitely recommend.